The other forward for the final time, number 24 on the floor, five-time world champion, Kobe.
Kobe Bryant, 20 years in the NBA, 18 All-Stars.
In his career, he's the All-Star Game MVP.
Kobe Bryant
stops, river bends, fires, and hits 61 points tonight.
81-point game.
I couldn't even dream of this when I was a kid, just no way possible.
When you have a dream as a kid to say, okay, I want to play in the NBA, sometimes it feels like the worst thing you can do is actually share that dream. The biggest challenge, I think, is believing in your dream and not losing that childlike innocence and quality.
I have decided to skip college and take my talent to the NBA.
My name is Kobe Bryant. Pleasure to meet you.
Kobe Bryant.
I'm going to go in there and I'm going to work hard every day.
I'm young, but I'm not going to back down from anyone. The most important thing is thinking longevity. You can't settle for this season. It's bigger than that. You have to keep working on your basketball skills every day.
The opportunity is not something that makes me happy. It's winning and taking advantage of the opportunity that makes me happy. The buzzer goes off and we're not victorious, so we don't be thankful for the opportunity. Nope.
Jazz with him. Stockton all over him. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Here's a three-pointer. Air ball again by Kobe Bryant. Another air ball.
We had a playoff game against Utah, and I had opportunities to win the game for us, and I missed them all. I mean, it was like 5 shots in a row, and they were all air balls, like in a row on national TV, all air balls. And I was 18 years old, and we flew in from Utah, the night after the game, and I immediately went to the gym. It was a local high school. I went to the gym, and I stayed there all night long, just practicing. And I think that's what set the tone for the years to come. Understanding that there can be all this noise happening outside and all this criticism and doubt and what have you. But at the end of the day, it's really about the work that you put in with the ball, the basket, and this court.
You can't repeat by doing the same thing. You gotta be better. You gotta be tougher. You gotta be stronger. You gotta execute better. It's a mindset. Get into that grimy mode.
Execute. How good is this kid?
Back at it tomorrow.
The time is now. Between the legs.
Come on, Dalvin.
Final seconds. Bryant for the win.
2008 most valuable player.
Rebound, Kobe Bryant puts it in.
We finally got a championship and it feels great.
Couldn't possibly expect this to be easy. If you want to make history, you have to do historic things.
I think the proudest moment was my last game at Staples Center, just because, the eldest of our three girls were old enough to understand, what was going on, have kind of context of the career that I've had. Because, prior to that, they were so young. And then later on in my career with injuries, they never really seen me play at the highest level, And so to have a performance like that in front of them and to watch their faces, sitting right there courtside and to see how proud they were and, to see them at the end of the game, sitting on the edge of their seats wondering if I'm going to be able to make the shot to put us ahead. Like, you just kind of watch them live it, that was my proudest moment, to be able to share that with them as a family, and obviously with our little baby Bianca being inside of Vanessa's tummy at the time. So that was a really, really good feeling to share that with them.
Bryant on the pull-up, puts it in. The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles.
Such a long journey, so many sacrifices for my family and me working hard.
That's interesting. My daughter was curious about playing a game probably about a year and a half ago. And she said, can you just show me a couple things? And started showing a couple things, and then she came back and said, can you show me a couple more? And then a couple more. And then one thing led to another, and next thing you know, I'm coaching her team. And they're all very driven. They work extremely hard, extremely intelligent. Like, I mean, I can tell them very complex things, very complicated offenses that I've had teammates struggle to try to grasp. And they'll just kind of, you know, seems like they're not paying attention, and then they go out there and execute it perfectly. You know, so it's been a real joy to coach them. When I had to teach my daughter and the team how to play, I had to kind of think back to the basics. And it's a fun exercise to do. Like, if you had to think, okay, when did I first start learning how to play, and what was I taught? What were those first things, you know? And it was fun to kind of go back and revisit those things and then teach them, and, you know, piece by piece, even just simple things like, you know, using your weaker hand, you know, and being a kid and saying, okay, well, I just didn't try to dribble or shoot with my left. I also went home and tried to write with my left. I tried to brush my teeth with my left hand. I tried to eat with my left hand. And so giving them those fun challenges to do. But it's fun to go back and revisit all those basic things.
The MVP of the finals, Kobe Bryant.
I think curiosity is the most important thing. Like, you have to be infinitely curious about things and pursue things that you really enjoy, you know, despite what others may say. So, you know, I'll give you an example. During my last year of playing, I would get the question all the time from other players, from media people that pull me aside, and they would be genuinely concerned. Like, okay, what are you going to do when you retire? Like, we're concerned about you because you're so competitive and so focused on basketball. What are you going to do next? And I'd say, well, I'm going to be a storyteller. And they just kind of pat me on the shoulder and say, okay, yeah, that's cute. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to retire. You're going to go through a state of depression. I'm like, no, I figured out what I'm going to do. No, storytelling, that's not a real thing, right? But I got that a lot. And if I didn't learn from the game, I would have allowed that reaction from people to deter me from what it is that I was doing. And it could have completely pushed me in another direction. But instead, I stayed focused on it. I remained determined, and I believed in it, and I pushed forward.
And lastly, our daughters, Natalia, Gianna, and Bianca. You know, I hope that tonight is not, you know, you guys know that, you know, if you do the work, you work hard enough, dreams come true. You know that, we all know that. But hopefully what you get from tonight is the understanding that those times when you get up early and you work hard, those times when you stay up late and you work hard, those times when you don't feel like working, you're too tired, you don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That is actually the dream.
You know, when you have a dream as a kid to say, okay, I want to play in the NBA, sometimes it feels like the worst thing you can do is actually share that dream with other kids and other people, because they have a way of kind of talking reality into you and saying, okay, you have to have perspective. Not a lot of people make that, let alone some kid that's playing basketball in Italy is going to make it to the NBA and do all this other stuff. So the biggest challenge, I think, is believing in your dream and not losing that childlike innocence and quality to be able to have these big dreams and go after it, because it can be done. It's just unfortunate there are some people in the world that don't believe that they can achieve those dreams. And so they try to talk you out of your own. So that is a really big challenge that I faced as a kid, as I faced in the NBA, and as I continue to face now.
I hope people appreciate what we've seen from Kobe Bryant.
It's been fun. Been amazing playing against this younger generation, seeing them grow up after all these years. And I guess it's a wrap. I see you when I see you.
Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest players to play the game.
There will never, ever be another Kobe Bryant.
Mamba out.